Lee Jones and Joe Forte, the three men in charge of this game. Mark West surprisingly got the opening tap. David Robinson didn't look like he was ready for that.
Well, the big thing right now, will San Antonio play Charles Barkley one-on-one or double team?
Kevin Johnson all the way to the hole, and that's what Paul Westphal wants, is to get him inside. Avery Johnson like a dart at the other end, and he answers.
That was beautiful. See, when you play Kevin Johnson, you must remember at all times, he loves to go to his left more so than to his right.
Kevin Johnson averaging over 10 assists in the first round, ducks inside, and right now the two guards are putting on offensive show as Johnson goes back. Can you believe this? Both guards now have scored all the points in the game.
Both guards have been instructed to channel a guy in a certain direction, looking for help. Neither one has received help yet.
Well, it's Johnson against Johnson here. Even at 4. Charles Barkley from outside, open shot over Antoine Carr. I'll tell you one thing, he didn't get a lot of open shots when he played against the Lakers. Eldon Campbell did such a good job on him.
Well, Eldon did a great job, plus he has the long arms. He's 7 foot with long arms, so he can play off of Barkley. You respect the drive, but then because of his quickness and shot blocking ability, the degree of difficulty.
Antoine Carr turn around, and that is the position that John Lucas needs some consistency, is that number 4 spot. He's hoping Antoine Carr and J.R. Reed can provide that for him. And we have a foul. Joe Forte spotting the foul away from the ball.
Yeah, I like that call. He was right on top of it. They were not going to allow him to post up that time, and they were banging David Robinson out of there.
Robinson fouled out of 5 games this year, one of them in the regular season against the Phoenix Suns. So he picks up the foul. 10:25 to go, first quarter. Marley from outside at 3. Dan Marley's been struggling with his shooting. That should help him.
Well, any time that you're struggling, like you said, and you take your first 2 perimeter Jays, Barkley and Marley, you knock them in, a real shot in the arm of confidence.
Suns haven't missed a shot. They're 4 for 4. 1 for 1 from three-point land. Robinson backing in on Mark West. High speed to Carr, and a nice fake gets him open.
The spacing for San Antonio is the key tonight. When they, look out.
This one an air ball, and saved by Richard Dumas. Heads up play by the rookie. Dumas, who played for John Lucas last year in Miami.
This is a great
inside, and Carr reaches in and comes away with it.
2 very, very quick small forwards. Elliott versus Dumas.
Here's the guy that really concerns Westphal. He says the offense really rotates around him. He's so creative as he hits from the corner, and now makes it 9-8 game Phoenix.
He's a small forward who can break your defense down, plus he's an excellent three-point shooter from the perimeter.
Spurs not shooting poorly either. They're 4 of 5 in the early going. Kevin Johnson pulls up short. Mark West brings it out to Barkley. Barkley will set for a 3. He is 2 of 7 in the first round, now 2 for 8 in the playoffs from three-point land. Carr kicking it to Sean Elliott.
Excellent recognition by Carr that time. He would have had difficulty putting it on the floor. Elliott made the call and then floated and opened up that passing lane.
3 of the 4 games played in the regular season decided by 2 points or less as Mark West then. Let's look at the season summary. As we said, 3-1, the Suns winning it. 3 of 4 games decided by 2 points. And they both snapped some streaks. The Spurs snapped the Suns' 14-game winning streak, and the Spurs had a 15-game home winning streak. Phoenix went in and ended that. Here's Johnson on the drive, and Kevin Johnson, good defensive effort off of San Antonio.
Well, Kevin has got to look at the situation. Avery Johnson definitely is not going to allow him to just be casual defensively. Kevin has got to say to himself, I'm going to play you strong one-on-one without the help.
Kevin backing in on Avery Johnson. Pass baseline. West can't get it. Tried to save it. Antoine Carr comes up with it.
That was a tough pass for a big man to take and receive in traffic, Barry.
Sean Elliott, who's hit a couple, looking inside. He goes into David Robinson, kicks it out to Antoine Carr. They've got to have some shooting from that number 4 spot. Don't get it there. Barkley from outside. Got it. Charles Barkley shooting 48% in the first round from the field.
Now, the reason why we brought that point up, Charles has shot 57% for his career. That's 4th in the history of the NBA. You're talking about a lot of great shooters who have played in this league. So when he goes from 57 down to 48, you got to be concerned.
Robinson misses. Carr tries to take it up, and he's fouled. Both West and Dumas going up with Antoine Carr. That's one of the things that John Lucas told us. Carr has to rebound in this game. Dumas picking up the foul.
We said, though, that to John Lucas, for Carr, he has never done it consistently. See, Charles went right through his leg here. See, he's looking for that perimeter shot. And you say, well, why is he doing this? If he gets Carr closer, he can take him off the dribble to the basket and make a lot of things happen for the Suns.
Carr shooting 78% from the free throw line. You can see what he has done in the playoffs as opposed to the regular season.
Well, this guy is an excellent scorer. People kind of forget that at Sacramento, for 2 seasons, he averaged over 20 points.
He did an outstanding job in the playoffs against the Suns last year when David Robinson was out of there. Averaged almost 20 points as Kevin Johnson comes back to the other end. 13-11, Phoenix with the early lead as we have 7:12 to go in this first quarter. From outside, the 3. Marley with the rebound. Tempo is so important in this game. John Lucas is saying we'll have to adjust it. He says it may take 2 games to get the tempo we need.
Everything is adjustments in a 7-game series. If you go down 0-2, you know, it's not the end of the world. You can always come back and, like he said, you hold court like in tennis. Beautiful pass from Barkley to Mark West. Suns by 4. It's the best thing that could have happened for Charles. Everything that he's doing is resulting in something good for the Suns.
One thing you wonder is how they will defense Barkley. If they'll double him, come late on the doubles, or play him straight up. And the Lakers played him straight up a lot, but they had 6'11" Eldon Campbell. Baseline intended for Ellis, thrown away.
You can't thread the needle from the top of the circle like that. Dale Ellis, what Avery Johnson is saying is Dale doesn't have any shots. He wants to get him into the flow. In the history of the NBA.
Well, we talked to Paul Westphal. We wondered about his knee. He has a 12-ounce brace on that left knee. He still doesn't have the explosion that he'd like to have, but he's getting stronger every game.
Most guys would kill for his baby explosion.
Dumas, nice hanging move. Dumas able to nail that one.
I like that matchup. This is going to be an interesting series. Dumas and Sabelis and Marley on Sean Elliott.
Suns now on a 6-0 run, enjoying a 6-point lead. Baseline intended for Dale Ellis, and that'll be off of Kevin Johnson. It'll be 9 seconds on the shot clock when they inbound.
I'm impressed in the early going with the fact that Phoenix has been able to force Robinson to pass the ball and not allow him to get close to the basket.
Here is Robinson shooting from outside, averaging over 19 points in the first round. His first 2 points of the night.
Now he can make that shot. He was out early practicing this evening.
And Dumas, after that nice shot a while ago, comes back and makes it 2 in a row. Suns are 9 of 12 shooting. Of course, it all started with Kevin Johnson and got him started right. 19-13 Suns.
Now they're going to bring David Robinson to the ball.
They double on him. Robinson.
How's it travel?
And as an end result, the ball will go over to Phoenix. And again, they're doing a good job on the Admiral right now defensively.
He's definitely confused because the doubles are. Now, see, the guy passing in, Kevin Johnson is a designated double teamer tonight. That means that Avery Johnson must spot up and get in areas where he can score.
Third turnover against San Antonio into Barkley. On the block, taking Carr inside. Rebound is cleared, and then Dumas comes up with his 3rd straight basket for Phoenix. Dumas came in here averaging 12 points in the first round. He had 2 18-point games, and he had other games where he did not contribute that much.
Well, he scores in bunches. The same thing with the guy who backs him up, Sabelis. These guys, they run no plays for us, so you get out on a break, you get on the offensive board, and then you are maybe the 5th option.
Sean Elliott with Dumas coming out, respecting his shooting range. Robinson passing to Avery Johnson. Changed the shot. Tough shot.
Sure, he's open, but you can't throw up soft garbage.
Out on the break. Barkley. Robinson got a piece of it. Out it comes Avery Johnson. 2-on-1. Mark West is back, and they throw it away. You know, the Spurs have done a pretty good job of not throwing the ball away in the playoffs.
See, John Lucas is upset because that was an uncontested 3-on-1. They were looking for the 3 in that left-hand corner.
They've had a turnover margin of 13.8, 15 in the regular season, so they had cut it down.
I want to bring out a point. Kevin Johnson has run the pick and roll now 4 times. He's lost his man. Avery Johnson insists on following him over the top. You cannot do that. Go underneath the screen and force Kevin Johnson to make a couple outside shots.
Sean Elliott with that smooth move of his, and Mark West up, and he commits a foul. Sean Elliott missed one of the games in the regular season this year because of back problems, but he averaged over 17 points in the other 3. The All-Star game this year, and by far having his best season.
Well, every year that he's in the league, he keeps increasing his scoring. An example, last year 16 a game, this year 17 a game. The thing that you love about him is he shoots 49%, and he's an outstanding free throw shooter, right at 80. And then when things get tough, he can always play a point guard or a 2 guard, as well as the fact he can break your defense down off the dribble.
Well, the Bulls remained undefeated in playoff play, and Michael Jordan, not a bad start, 43 points tonight.
Now, the big thing right now is Horace Grant's ankle when he wakes up tomorrow.
Marley, baseline, in a little bit of trouble, gets it out to West. Barkley around Carr, tries to take it to the hole. Robinson may have partially blocked it.
Wow.
Elliott pulling up. Rebound, Kevin Johnson. Dumas, a slasher, and he goes in and doesn't even put a shot up because he knew he had somebody coming down on him. That somebody being Antoine Carr.
We're going to show you the move on Barkley. Now, Barkley really, there's the outlet pass by Marley. All right, now they get it to Barkley. Now, as he goes very, very strong here with both hands, and he's taking it right to the rim. Barkley thought that he definitely got hit right across the wrist that time. Sometimes, you know, you look and you just say, hey, I'm receiving no respect here if I'm going strong to the basket.
7 points for Dumas. Well, you were talking to Barkley and talking about him going to the basket with both hands. I know he has that ability sometimes to just absolutely take over when he gets up there. 23-15, 3:31 left in the first quarter. Ellis trying to shake Marley. He's having a tough time.
Well, in the early going right now, Ellis is definitely having a problem getting off shot attempts, and also the guy with the ball, David Robinson.
Avery Johnson from outside. They'll give him that shot. Barkley with a rebound. Look at him take off. And as he takes it to the hole, he is fouled. He really got up ahead of steam when he hit the 10-second line.
Well, in this quarter, that's the 3rd time that Charles has pushed the ball strongly, and it has forced a mismatch at the offensive end of the floor.
2 shots.
Now, this is a very confident player, handling the basketball, not only finishing the play, but also can deliver the pass.
The significance of that, David Robinson committing his 2nd foul, and we're at the 3:08 mark of this first quarter.
For the fans out there, you're watching this series closely. San Antonio is last, 27th in offensive rebounding in this league. So don't expect them to be crashing the boards.
Robinson comes out, and the round of applause is for Oliver Miller, the rookie from Arkansas, who comes into the ball game. And of course, he was a sensation in that overtime game, scoring the first 7 points in overtime in Game 5 against the Lakers. Before that day was over, he had 7 blocks as well. J.R. Reed is the guy replacing Robinson, who goes out with the 2 fouls. So Carr and Reed, Elliott, Ellis, and Johnson for John Lucas's team. Spurs have only 1 field goal in the last 4:45 of this quarter.
Now they're running a passing game series right now with the boxes open.
Carr tries to slice through the 2 defenders and a foul, and we're going to take a break. 2:48 left to go in this. Irvin had 63 points in a ball game. The Iceman and John Lucas. So that was going on before the game. Quite a tradition, those 2 guys. Still remember the 2 of them hugging each other after they clinched that series with Portland. Here's Sean Elliott. And a power move by Antoine Carr.
That's what we said. The advantage of having an Elliott is that when the clock is going down, if you had nothing out of your set, he will beat you off the dribble and create. Plenty of time.
Dumas spinning move. Dumas with 8. Now in double figures with 10. Terrific start for Richard Dumas.
He really has an uncanny ability to shoot that jump shot as he's floating away. Most guys can't do that.
J.R. Reed having trouble with it. Gets it off to Sean Elliott. Elliott ducks in and doesn't get it. Oliver Miller with the rebound. Out it comes to Barkley. Barkley going for the steal. Almost came up with it.
Oliver Miller, according to his coach Paul Westphal, has point guard vision and can deliver the long pass.
J.R. Reed, who came over to trade from the Charlotte Hornets. Marley with the rebound. Out it comes up. Barkley twice now. Gets down. This time Reed commits a foul.
Strong foul. Charles accustomed to that. And the thing that you love about this is Oliver Miller makes that 80-foot pass, and he puts the ball right on the money both times to Barkley. Now, Barkley is releasing out. There's no doubt about that. But they're putting a lot of pressure on these people. Good, strong foul. Do not allow Barkley to get the ball up to his shoulders, because if he does, because of his upper body strength, he'll take you right to the rim.
Let's look at what Charles Barkley's done career-wise in the playoffs, averaging almost 23 points, a little over 13 rebounds, and that's the field goal percentage you were talking about.
Now, he's been very consistent as far as the field goal percentage, and that's why everyone was concerned in that first series. But then again, let's give L.A. and Elton Campbell an awful lot of credit. Right now, the Spurs are really struggling offensively. They cannot get the basketball to Dale Ellis, one of the premier shooters.
Willie Anderson had checked in at the point guard, and Marley busts out. And the Suns have their running game going, something they could not get going against the Lakers very often. They're on a 21-6 run, and we have Willie Anderson down. He is down on the right ball game. Vinny Del Negro has come in to replace him at that guard spot. In so briefly was Anderson, replacing Avery Johnson. Del Negro started the year at the point guard spot when Jerry Tarkanian was the head coach. And there is Kevin Johnson, and that'll be off of Del Negro. Boy, their defense looks awfully good right now.
This is the best that I have seen them all year, defensively. They are really quick tonight. But the Spurs cannot get Ellis into the offense. And also right now, Elliott has to do everything for himself. They are not freeing them up off the screens.
That's already 7 turnovers against San Antonio, and they've been averaging just a little over 13 per game in that first round against Portland. Ellis has Marley on. Enough said. That's the reason he cannot find some operating room. Carr backing in on Oliver Miller. Kicks it off to J.R. Reed. Oliver Miller got a piece of him and commits a foul.
At that time, J.R. Reed's man left him and double-teamed Antoine Carr. And Reed stayed in the same spot. When your man leaves you, big man, a double team, you have got to get to the front of the rim. So when you catch the ball, you dunk it with both hands.
J.R. Reed, who had so much pressure playing for the Charlotte Hornets, coming out of North Carolina, then coming over to trade, #1 and a #2 draft pick. And a guy who has really had a new spring in his step and has played very well, especially in game #3, 17 points and 12 rebounds. Five seconds left in the quarter.
They're trying to establish an inside game, so you cannot double team the post in that situation. The post must have the ball.
Antoine Carr, graceful move over the middle. 32-19 the Suns.
Maybe if they go through Antoine Carr for a while, because definitely the screen downs are not opening up people right now.
Of course, the Spurs without the Admiral in there, who picked up those 2 quick fouls. Kevin Johnson kicks it out to Dumas as a buzzer sounds, and Richard Dumas really got the Suns off quickly in this ball game. Look at that, 10 points, 4 of 5 from the field. And so the Suns out. Team is 3 of 11 in the last 8 minutes of that first quarter.
Yeah, well, and you just can't compound things in that period of time, go 3 for 11, and then have 6 turnovers. They're not taking care of the basketball, and they're not getting the basketball to their key people.
Dumas coming out on Elliott. He goes right by him. Miller may have gotten a piece of it. Antoine Carr, good second effort. And Marley comes out of there.
3-on-1.
To Dumas. He couldn't control it. And finally, Marley's got it. Dumas was loading that one up and then lost the handle. Here's Barkley and Antoine Carr, the big body, committing the foul.
See, Charles has no fear right now. He can take Antoine Carr off the dribble. San Antonio has said, Antoine, you're playing him by yourself. The Admiral is out of the game. We have no shot blockers. But most important, we do not want to double team him and then open up the three-point shooting outside.
That foul on Carr was his second. Hubie, the thing I noticed the most is they're not tentative. The Suns have really struggled with that. They've been uptight so many times, and they've come out free and loose. And as Paul Westphal had talked about in the first series, don't be worried about making mistakes. Here comes Willie Anderson back. That's good to see.
Now, we said that he's a key in this series, Willie Anderson as well as Terry Cummings, because they're two guys that you know can score. Willie Anderson in 4 playoff years averaged 20. Terry Cummings in 8 playoff years has averaged 22 points a game.
Barkley with 11, Dumas with 10 points, leading the Suns now to this 34-19 advantage as we're just underway in the second quarter.
All they need to do is to execute some of these easy shots inside and then take care of some defense.
Miller kicks it out quickly. Dan Marley, left-handed shot. Dumas tries to follow. Carr did a pretty good job defensively that time getting back. Lloyd Daniels now is checked into the ball game. Del Negro. And J.R. Reed somehow comes up with the ball. And that will be off of the Suns' Marley, but boy, really sloppy passing.
Well, we're not picking on J.R. Reed, okay? But he's just received 2 passes that he should have had 2 dunks on. You're on the road, man. You can't be falling asleep. When your guy leaves you and you're open, you've got to score here.
Lloyd Daniels, who John Lucas said is afraid of no one, and their best defensive guard, gets them on the board with 2 more points. Kevin Johnson takes Del Negro inside. Now, Del Negro, they'd rather have him guarding a Marley or an Ainge, but now trying to pick up Kevin Johnson. Yeah,
but with the combination of Lloyd Daniels out there, you can't do that. You can't afford to do that. Kevin Johnson knows he can get 30 tonight.
Sean Elliott can't get it. We've been told that Willie Anderson is fine. They had him in for observation, and he'll return. Kevin Johnson a little out of control this time.
See, Kevin Johnson has missed 33 games this year, and he's really up in turnovers. He's averaging over 3 a game. I see right here, he knows he can take Vinny Del Negro because you have no worry of David Robinson coming with the shot block. No one else here can block shots.
On the inbounds, not there, and Robinson, who just checked back into the ball game. Big rebound, high above the rim.
Speaking of the big fella, here he is.
There he is. The Admiral has brought his ship back into the game. Daniels trying to penetrate. Nice give to Robinson, and Barkley fouls him.
Now that's what you have to see. David Robinson was just fronted down in the low post. He continued to call for the pass. Now watch David. David keeps calling. Ellis doesn't even look at him. Now he's got him pinned again. So by Sweet Pea going off the dribble, he created that. And that's the one thing that Daniels can do. He is an excellent passer in traffic. He takes advantage of his 6'8" up, gets the block, but then fouls right there. And that's what the call. Now, Charles upset, except he came right across the arm of David Robinson.
You look at the Spurs as far as their shooting is concerned. Sean Elliott is only 2 of 7 after hitting his first 2. You see the shooting team-wise, 61-41. And Wednesday tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern, Charlotte and New York. The Knicks leading that series 1-0. And then followed at 10:30 Eastern, Houston-Seattle. Hubie and I saw that game last night with Seattle getting great performances from Ricky Pierce and also Eddie Johnson to win the first game at home.
So you want to bring out a big point right now in this game. Dale Ellis is your 3rd leading scorer at 17 points a game. He's the #1 3-point shooter in the history of the game. And right now, we have played 14 minutes. He has 0 shots.
And you know why? Dan Marley has a lot to do with that. He tracked him down early. Now Marley is not in the lineup right now. Barkley with the rebound on the miss. Tell you, Robinson's really been shooting poorly from the free throw line. He's shooting 61% in the first round. A lot of that tape on the thumb is some of the difficulty. He wants to get rid of it next year if he can.
Now, if they're going to front David down inside, just break the foul line area so that you can lob them the basketball.
And it comes to Robinson. Oliver Miller on top of him. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Del Negro has Danny Ainge in his face. Barkley over the back of Daniels. And Lloyd Daniels with a good effort comes up with a board. There's Ellis, his first attempt of the night. And Reed comes down to the rebound. Reed inside, kicks it out to Robinson, returns, and Ellis had it partially blocked by Oliver Miller. Miller, with those long arms, plays like a 7-footer. Ainge from outside, a 3 on the way. Daniels, who John Lucas told us today, probably will be the starter next year, wants him to work hard in the offseason. The rookie backing down on Kevin Johnson.
They have to double team him. See, Daniels is an excellent post-up player, and they will post him up quite a bit. You can see the double team. Now, right here, just watch this. See, that's a tough pass because now you got a turn to come in. Oliver Miller is a better shot blocker than Mark West and Andrew Lang, the guy who was traded to Philadelphia, according to Paul Westphal.
Barkley comes out of the ball game. Dan Marley checks back in, and Robinson overshoots it. Ainge saves it inside.
Well, not many more things can go wrong for San Antonio. Things have got to start going upward from here.
Tom Chambers checks in, misses his first shot of the night. Robinson's 1 of 3 from the field. Boy, J.R. Reed put a real pick on Marley that time. 8:13 to go, first half. 36-21, the Suns.
Now, this group out there for the Suns is bigger, but it's slower in regards to transition defense.
They front Robinson, and he gets the ball down deep and goes to the hole. Robinson with 4 points. Carr was 7. Elliott was 6.
All they need is a little confidence at the defensive end, San Antonio, right now, and then open up some easy shots.
Chambers misses another one. He thought he was fouled on the play.
Well, it's interesting when you go in there and all of a sudden the Admiral comes out of the mezzanine, how things change.
J.R. Reed and Chambers trying to keep him from getting the ball underway, wraps him up and commits the foul. Hubie Brown and I, at the conclusion of tonight's game, will be selecting the Budweiser player of the game as Mark West now comes back into the ball game and Oliver Miller will check out. West, Chambers, Marley, Sabalos, and Ainge in the lineup.
If I'm San Antonio, I'm encouraged. We're starting to get a lot of stuff down inside. We're not making it, but we're getting it.
You see Marley flash defensively, really changed that shot on Daniels. Baseline to Chambers. Chambers now is 0 for 3, and again he thought he was fouled. Dale Ellis with Marley on him, and Dale Ellis is going to get awfully tired at number 9 before the night's over.
They should go right into the Admiral with Chambers on him. They're going to have to double team. See, you can't feed the post 40 feet from the bat.
And Robinson makes it a 36-25 game.
See, they have weathered a major onslaught. Nothing went right for a quarter and a half, and now they're starting to get things going well. And just think of how many shots they've missed inside of 3 feet.
Danny Ainge can't get that one. Ainge has had some very good shooting games against the Spurs this year. He had 4 threes in a game earlier this year. Robinson backing in on West. Changed the shot.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Mark West, one of the premier shot blockers in this league ever since he's been playing. He does a good job pumping in. He's got the weight.
Ainge trying again. It won't go. Marley with the rebound. A putback. Mark West comes out of there. Has a strip by Lloyd Daniels.
This group has done a good job.
A lot of adversity early for the Spurs. As you mentioned, though, Hubie, they're fighting through it now.
Just stay within what got you here.
J.R. Reed, a spin move. Daniels over the back, tried to follow with it. It'll be off of Phoenix.
An excellent substitution by John Lucas has been Daniels. Since Daniels has come in, he's made a lot of things happen. He's posted people. He's helped on the offensive boards and the defensive boards. Plus, you've added another excellent passer.
Barkley comes back into the ball game. Leaving the game is Chambers. Also checking out is Danny Ainge. Here comes Barkley with a steal. A little out of control, and it's going to be off of Charles's back. Daryl Garrison will give the ball to the Spurs.
See, that was a major break. The pass went into Reed in the post-up situation. Barkley came right over the top. And you're going to see right there, the ball went off of Charles out of bounds. Reed has got to start to come to life for them offensively. They need him tonight. Will you please meet the passes and play big down below that dotted line.
Antoine Carr checked into the game. Robinson inside, has it broken up. Marley kicks it out to Johnson. Barkley, Carr is back. He sets himself. No foul. And coming out of there is Del Negro, and he is fouled as he makes the move up the court.
That time, that could have been an offensive foul on Charles Barkley. I give Carr a lot of help. A lot of credit there because he took that shot from Charles.
At the start of the broadcast, we were talking about the number 4 spot and what it has to do for San Antonio.
Well, you can see they're going to alternate 3 guys in this position. And they know they have a lot of fouls, but they need the point situation. They must play big and then help out on the boards.
Mark West committed that foul a moment ago, his second.
They get a field goal right here. Everybody will be jumping in San Antonio.
Del Negro, that is a 2.
You got to get out on him.
Yep.
One thing Vinny can do, he can hit that spot-up jump shot.
8 straight points now for the Spurs. And all of a sudden, they've whittled it to 7.
You know what I like? Vinny did not trail over that pick and roll.
Barkley, Barkley having a tough time. He lost his balance. And he's going to give it back to Phoenix.
They're calling a loose ball foul here right now on Carr. He said, I think Daryl Garrison has a foul on Carr on a push-off. That's what Barkley was complaining about.
That'll be his 3rd foul if that's the case, and it is. Barkley's in a lot of trouble in that corner, off balance, but Carr precipitated some of that.
See, this is interesting that Lucas is going to allow him to stay out on the floor. But he has 3 guys who can play the position.
And an illegal defense now against San Antonio.
That was a zone infraction because his man was above the circle and he was not above the foul line. See, Vinny can knock in this shot. When he played in Italy for 2 years, he averaged 26 and 25 points for Benetton. When they won the championship over there, he was the MVP. He can knock in that shot.
Suns have missed their last 9, now their last 10 shots. This game is pivoting around now.
Oh, yeah, things aren't as easy now. No more runouts. Why? Because you're scoring. And if you're going to score, the Suns have got to play half-court basketball.
4:24 to go in the first half. You can see Johnson respecting Del Negro's range. Robinson with that beautiful touch from that left hand.
I'll tell you, Mark West has played David as well as you can play him, and David's just shooting up over the top of him.
He's hit his last 4 shots.
Yep.
Kevin Johnson has it rejected, and Robinson seemingly everywhere. That's the 3rd block of the game, and now they say the Spurs stepped over the end line. It'll be Phoenix's basketball. I'm Gary Bender along with Hubie Brown. We have 3:59 to go in the first half of Game 1 in this Western Conference semifinal. The Suns got off the mark very effectively, but all of a sudden San Antonio has stormed back, led by David Robinson and his company, and it's now a 5-point game. The Spurs on a 10-0 run.
Well, let's face it, we played 8 minutes in this quarter, and the Spurs have scored 4 points.
And that has helped the Spurs. They've missed their last 11 field goals as Phoenix. Here is Kevin Johnson. Well, that ended that.
That was a beautiful move. Kevin stopped on a dime. See, Vinny's doing a good job. Vinny Del Negro's going under all of the screens, and he's telling Kevin, I'm not going to give you the penetration. You got to hit that outside shot.
You mentioned Carr staying in the ball game, even though he has 3 personal fouls. Marley now on Sean Elliott. He earlier shut down Dale Ellis. Carr, nice running one-hander. You know, Carr weighs about 265 pounds, but boy, he can get up and has some pretty good mobility.
And that upper body stretch.
Here's Marley, off-balance shot. Carr comes up with a rebound.
Antoine is having a very solid first half. Lucas wants a timeout. Why? Because right now he's 3 minutes and 9 seconds. He can call a play that he wants definitely for a key guy.
For the Suns thus far. Del Negro missing from outside. Mark West lost his footing. Daniels missed a shot. Look at that.
Oh, what a break. And we said earlier they only average 11 offensive rebounds a game. I think they got 11 right there.
They had 919. That was the lowest, as you mentioned.
The lowest in the league.
2:30 left in this first half.
Nice.
Double Barkley. Daniels has played a strong game.
He has been terrific, Gary. He's got his hands on everything. He's helping out on the boards, and he's causing problems by posting the guards. Now just keep an eye on the board play. See, once again, it's 3P. 3P Daniels in there. Carr keeps it alive again. See, Carr is playing big this evening. Very big.
A big guy playing big, I might add. Well, what did Paul Westphal say? The key is rebounding in this series.
In this series, no doubt about it. But see, the reason why LA was so good, not just because the Suns shot at low percentage, because they kept scoring and making making Phoenix play half-court basketball. And we're seeing it here tonight. You take away the easy stuff. Hey, there's my man, Sweet Pete. Again.
Daniels has 5 rebounds in the game.
Not bad for your second guard.
He's played some tough defense. Here's Carr from the corner, and Antoine Carr is having a sensational first half. 13 points and 7 rebounds.
He's playing big. But that's why we underlined that earlier. When he came from Sacramento, he was accustomed to getting a lot of shots.
16-2 run by the Spurs. Marley with a 3. And that should quiet the Spurs for a moment anyway. 41-37. Marley is 3 of 7 shooting in the ballgame.
Yeah, but see, the Spurs are back with confidence right now. See, Daniels is giving Marley a very tough time at this end of the floor.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Dumas flops, and all of a sudden the ball's in Mark West's hands.
Well, the old story, never throw the ball to a post-up player unless he calls for it.
And Barkley, who picked up his second foul a moment ago, and he looks for a foul from Daryl Garrettson. He doesn't get it. Barkley is 3 of 10 shooting. Daniels with a 3. Carr over the back, and that'll be his 4th foul.
Now watch out now. You don't want to get a technical foul. He's just played a great half of basketball. John Lucas gambled, and you got to give him credit. That took a lot of courage for John to leave him in the game at that time. Now you're going to see it's a high rebound right here, and he's coming in. But you see, he just swiped, and he's saying, wow, with all the contact that's been going on, I just remember the play before down here. I was knocked to the floor, and there was no call.
I tell you, this quarter, the Suns have hit only 3 of 17 shots. They had a 15-point lead earlier in this first half. Kevin Johnson down the middle. He now has 12, and he's a high-point man for the Suns.
Over the outstretched David Robinson.
You see the game clock, 10 seconds on the shot clock. And they're trying to double-team Robinson, and the foul going against Oliver Miller. Coming up at halftime, the Reebok Halftime Report. Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studios. Bucks head coach Mike Dunleavy. And they'll talk live with Lakers forward James Worthy, who was sensational in an overtime game Sunday against the Suns here in Phoenix. And they'll also recap Game 1 between the Cavs and the Bulls.
John Lucas told us today, since the last playoff, they've been having David Robinson shoot 75 foul shots a day because he was so erratic in that last series. And he feels that at times, you know, he gets in a nice rhythm. But what they would like him to do is to play without that tape on that left wrist and that left thumb. But unfortunately, he will not do that right now.
Well, he is now 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
That is a tough cover. When you're playing a guy like Kevin Johnson outside, and you know the blazing quickness and the fact that he can go either way, you're not a happy dude. You're looking for some help.
A 3 by Marley, and Marley has hit 2 in the last minute of this quarter. And that'll end this first half. So the Suns with a little spurt here at the end. They have a 46-38 halftime lead and counts. David Robinson having a tough time at the free throw line. He'd missed his first three. As we mentioned, he was shooting 61% from the line after that first round. Here's Avery Johnson laying it up short.
Miss those. That's the fifth layup that they've missed underneath the basket.
Kevin Johnson now with 14 points. This is the way he started the ball game, coming out and scoring for this Phoenix team. He is now 7 of 10 shooting for the night.
What they're doing is when they feed the ball into to David Robinson, Kevin Johnson is the double team man.
Now Ellis finally on the scoreboard. Now maybe that will ignite him.
Well, you'd like to see it because he's a big-time scorer for them, and they need his three-point range.
8-point lead now for Phoenix. Just underway in the second half. Game 1 of this Western Conference semifinal. Game 2 to come up Thursday night. Marley with a leaner. Dumas tries to get inside position. Marley tips it out, but Avery Johnson comes up with it. Ellis inside to Terry Cummings in the ball game for the first time. You talk about a guy with some playoff experience.
That's why we brought out the point. Why is he in there? 22 points a game in 8 years of playoffs. He's a good defender, and he'll bang around inside. He'll get the non-call. Referees respect.
Avery Johnson commits the foul as KJ goes ducking by him.
Now this is in transition. When they hit Ellis, two guys go right at him, but he finds the free man. Nice fadeaway by Terry Cummings. Now you have to remember, major surgery on the knee last August 20th.
Yep, he had a pickup game. He blew his knee out in the July area, then underwent the surgery in August, and now we have a technical foul against Kevin Johnson.
Well, see, he kept a running going with Joe Forty in the backcourt, and Kevin better watch it right now so that he doesn't get taken out. He thought he got fouled, but then again, look, that's David Robinson. It's his sixth block of the game, and you know that a shot blocker gets away with body contact.
Ellis at the line, missing the technical. We've been told that Willie Anderson can return in this ball game. Of course, he went out after getting kicked inadvertently in the head by Kevin Johnson, and he had an ice pack on the back of his neck during some of the timeouts over there and is sitting in the bench area.
Remember, a key issue here, that's a big injury, no doubt about it. San Antonio has now missed 7 foul shots, and it's just starting to mount. In a close ball game like this, on the road, playoff time, you've got to take care of the defensive boards and make your fouls.
Kevin Johnson doubling back, got the ball batted away from Sean Elliott. He tried to recover. He commits the foul. Kevin Johnson, he looks like he's playing like he's a little bit mad right now.
Well, he's mad, but he's played possessed all night long in the double teaming. He's been doing an excellent job all night, causing deflections.
Johnson falls down. Mark West tries to duck inside. The basket will count, and he's fouled. Kevin that time, the leg just went out from under him. He's okay. He's grinning as he returns to half court. That foul is on Sean Elliott, his second.
See, I'm just stunned that Avery Johnson continues to fight over the top of the screen. Now, we're going to show you this. Keep a good eye on this screen. You can't continue to come over the top of the screen because Kevin Johnson is going to be wide open. He proved that in the first half. Vinny Del Negro did a nice job on him by going under the screen.
Free throw wise, Phoenix has missed only 1, and as Hubie was talking about earlier, San Antonio really struggling. They've missed 7, 4 of 11. Elliott from the baseline. Barkley with a rebound. That's his 5th rebound of the night. Kevin Johnson taking Avery Johnson inside. Dumas with a backside rebound to Mark West. And he is fouled again. And Mark West responding right now, getting the ball to go and getting fouled on 2 successive occasions.
That was a great pass by Dumas. Now just keep an eye on this. As he catches this rebound in the air with bound, bang, right to Dumas. And that is David Robinson's third.
West not a good free throw shooter, but he's hit both of them. Again, the Suns have missed only one free throw thus far. Robinson for the season, I should say West for the season, shooting only 52%.
See, they're playing two-man basketball right now. Elliott and Robinson.
Robinson trying to force it inside. Here comes Marley. To Dumas. Dumas momentarily fumbled it. He did that earlier in the ball game, you might recall. Kevin Johnson collides with Avery Johnson. Dale Ellis looks like he wants to shoot one from the three. Now they double him. John Elliott loses it. It's going to be Phoenix's basketball.
You talk about ragged basketball. This is at its best right now.
8:52 to go in the third in game one in this Western Conference semifinal for the America West Arena. The Suns with a 54-42 lead. As we have 8 minutes 43 seconds left, the Suns led by 8 at halftime. I'm Gary Bender along with Hubie Brown, and the Spurs made a little spurt only to get beaten back at the very end of that first half.
You've got to take advantage of Terry Cummings' scoring potential while he's on the floor.
And there's some of that potential coming out.
See, they've gone away from him twice in transition. That's not good basketball.
4 points now for Terry Cummings. Kevin Johnson pulls up. Avery Johnson's got to respect him. That's what John Lucas said. He said the biggest difference is that Kevin Johnson can shoot that outsider. You got to respect him.
Yeah, but you see, you can live with that. You cannot continue. Now, that time he went under and he pulled back and he hit the shot. You'd rather see him do that than get inside, break down your defense, and then possibly have David Robinson put another foul.
Cummings almost gets the foul. The shot is blocked instead by West, who's playing so well. Barkley gives to Dumas, and Dumas able to complete the play. John Elliott tried to draw a charge from Barkley. No whistle.
Well, there was definite contact, but at the other end of the floor, Phoenix got away with Barkley fouling on that shot down inside. You can see a very concerned coach here.
San Antonio asks for a timeout.
1993 NBA playoffs on TNT is brought to you by GMC Truck.
Right on the hip, right there. So they get away with that. It hits the shot block. Here comes Phoenix in the open floor. Now at the other opposite end of the floor, right here, you're going to see our man set up and take a head-on collision from Barkley at this end. Now just watch. Barkley comes right down in here, and he puts him away. Now he took that in a college lane. Now, he really got hammered. Now, at both ends of the floor, Barkley gets away with two foul situations.
In this quarter now, the Suns have outscored the Spurs 12-6, 58-44 with 7:24 to go in the third. Lloyd Daniels has come back into the ball game, playing so well in that first half.
They're inside of 4 seconds here.
Three. Cummings, does he know it? He does not. The shot clock has expired. Nobody helped him out. No one was yelling at him.
Well, the Suns have come out right now, and they're playing exactly like they did in that first quarter. And by that, I mean the Suns are overly aggressive. They're in there, they're pounding, they're grabbing, and they're making things happen. Passively is what we would say at the team in the black. And John right now, he knows he's in a lot of trouble because I don't know if they can make another run as well as they did in the first half.
Well, the Suns have really come back after scoring only 14 points in the second quarter. Avery Johnson committing the foul on Kevin. Vinny Del Negro now will be coming into the ball game, so Johnson will exit after committing the foul. That is his second. They're in the penalty already, and Kevin Johnson going to the line. I mean, early. It's 7:01 now. Left to go in this third quarter. Look at Kevin's numbers. 5 steals to go with his 16 points and 4 assists. And only 1 turnover. Well, his career numbers, not too bad either. 11 assists in his career, average-wise, and over 21 points.
It's just very difficult for his fans and also himself to realize that he's missed so many games this year with so many problems.
Biggest lead of the ball game right now, 16 points for the Suns. Daniels tries to cut that. Dale Ellis misses the follow.
Got to stop the ball.
Barkley off to Kevin Johnson. Gets it out to Richard Dumas. Dumas really got this team started well, scoring 10 points in the first quarter. Barkley Barkley will pull up. West, who's been playing well, he had 2 consecutive three-point plays, couldn't come up with that one.
Whenever you're playing the #1 scoring team in the league that wants this type of a tempo, you must score or hurt them on second shots or get fouled and get to the foul line to slow the game down so that you can force them to play half-court basketball.
On the other hand, the Suns are getting to the foul line. They're already in the bonus. Out it comes to Kevin Johnson. To Marley finishing. Well, you talk about passive. Again, the Spurs are very passive on that breakout.
Well, one of the biggest Achilles heel that they have outside of offensive rebounding is their transition defense night in and night out.
Robinson backing down on Mark West. David Robinson now with a total of 13 points in the game.
That was impressive defense because they forced him to take a difficult shot.
Marley into West. What a first, let's say, second half West is having as he misses that one. West and Oliver Miller, they'll be the 2 guys that'll give the Admiral all the difficulty throughout this best-of-7 series. Daniels from the corner.
He's leaving everything short.
Nice follow inside.
Good call that time. That was on the way down.
For goaltending. Barkley coming over. Nice follow by Lloyd Daniels.
We're showing you here a replay. Once Marley sends that down.
62-48 Phoenix. Outside 5 minutes to go here in the third. That ball blocked out of bounds. Phoenix's basketball. Antoine Carr, who has 4 fouls, will come in, and Sean Elliott will also come in. And Elliott is only 2 of 8 for 6 points in this ball game.
Very impressed with the way Kevin Johnson is attacking the rim tonight.
Barkley continues to struggle shooting-wise. He now is 3 of 12 in this ball game. Robinson ducking in. Dumas was trying to help out. Mark West has committed the foul, and let's take a look at tonight's GMC Truck scoreboard. Well, game #1 in Chicago Stadium, and Michael Jordan responded, and the Bulls responded. They have not lost a playoff game yet. 91-84.
Yeah, Michael Jordan is 4 for 4, by the way. He just picked up in game 4 where he left off in game 3.
The 6 days off didn't hurt him.
In Atlanta with the turned ankle, all he had was 19 points. See, right now, Mark West is doing an excellent job on Robinson. They're taking him out of the game right now. But anytime David dribbles, Mark West has his hand right on his hip, and he's negating him with his strength factor. He really did an excellent job that quarter.
Free throw line. Chambers lost it, and Oliver Miller had it ripped away by Lloyd Daniels. And they get another chance at it, and Robinson gets this one.
Lloyd Daniels is doing all the intangibles. He's rebounding, he's causing deflections, he's getting up, picking up all the loose balls, but all of his shots, he's leaving them short.
Kevin Johnson, not there. Robinson with a rebound. Vinny Del Negro seeing a lot of playing time due to the injury to Willie Anderson in the first half. He'll duck in. Kevin Johnson got a piece of it. It'll be off of the Suns. 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, John Lucas is looking for a little magic here with Vinny Del Negro and Lloyd Daniels, because when they came in that second quarter, they turned things around. They made it happen. And that's what he's looking for right now. Just trying to find the right 5 guys.
Spurs right now on a 7-0 run. They've been surging back on 2 different occasions, and Antoine Carr, who had that strong first half with 13 points, now has 15 in the ball game. Richard Dumas.
Nice.
He got him up in the air and went right under him.
See, you can do that. That's called an up and under. You can pick up your pivot foot as long as you shoot or pass.
14 points for Dumas. 3:30 to go in the third. 8 seconds on the shot clock. And an illegal defense.
An illegal defense. Antoine's got to make that diagonal pass to the top of the circle. Now you're going to see it right down in here. This is a very quick move. You're going to see now as he comes on his reverse, he changed pivot right there. There's the fit. There. Now watch him. He lifts the pivot foot, and as long as he shoots or passes, it is not a travel.
Second illegal defense, so Vinny Del Negro will be shooting the technical free throw. 64-54. So after that 16-point lead, they've cut it back to 10 now with 3:26 left in the third.
For all of you who might not remember Vinny Del Negro, he was at North Carolina State. He had a real terrific career down there. Was drafted, played for Sacramento for 2 years before he played in Italy for 2 years.
And he was the starting point guard for Jerry Tarkanian the first 19 games. And then Avery Johnson took over when John Lucas came in. The other Johnson, Kevin, will come back out. He may have had a shot there. Chambers, who has really been struggling from the field, can't get it. Lloyd Daniels comes up with a rebound.
Lloyd is doing a terrific job.
Chambers is 0 for 4 tonight, and Robinson is fouled as he takes it inside.
I like the choice. That was the Seattle defense was terrific in that last quarter. Houston goes 4 for 16, but Ricky Pierce and Eddie Johnson had a fantastic second half of shooting. The old-timers came through.
Yes, sir. 33 and 34 years old. Eddie Johnson, the older of the two. But they did the job for George Karl's team as Robinson now hits a couple of free throws.
Isn't that amazing? They're right back in this thing.
Yep. Spurs on a 12-2 run right now. Looked like this game was getting away. Dumas backing in on Lloyd Daniels. There's that under move again, and he got it.
Oh, my. That was sensational. The
16 points.
The spin caught the board perfectly.
Boy, he is so acrobatic, so creative inside. He is 7 for 10 shooting tonight. Robinson with Miller. He just goes by Oliver.
Through the legs, big fella. Through the legs and changed direction back to the right hand.
You know what he said? Take that, Rook.
Oh, my. That was beautiful.
66-58. Dumas again. One-on-one with Sean Elliott. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Danny Ainge will kick it back to Dumas. Carr has 4 fouls coming over there, and Dumas shoots it over him.
He's got the long arm, 6'7", wiry, and when he elevates, I think guys just don't anticipate the height that he can get up.
Dumas has scored the last 6 points for Phoenix, and Paul Westphal said all along in a couple of years he thinks Dumas will be an all-star. Baseline, Sean Elliott. So Elliott, who's not been shooting well, takes it to the hole this time.
As soon as his man rotated to Vinny Del Negro, he was cutting to the basket. Very intelligent player. He plays within what is happening out on the floor.
You realize that Elliott's first points since the first quarter?
Yeah, but you don't get any shots. If you don't get any shots, you can't score.
Oliver Miller, he's got that shot down. He hit a couple of big shots against the Lakers like that from outside.
Not only did he hit it, but he told John Lucas about it as he was running by him.
He is not like a rookie should be. He's got some moxie. First points by the Suns bench, believe it or not. Marty Aronoff pointing that up, our statistician. 8-point lead again.
Lloyd Daniels knows how to play in traffic. He's a very heady player.
Dumas again backing in on Sean Elliott.
They got their #1 defender on him right now outside of David Robinson.
Kevin Johnson tried a little left hook that time, and he is fouled. Nice pass that time by Dumas, who read the double team very well. The foul will go on Del Negro, his first. You know, the Suns were in the bonus at 7 minutes, but they didn't really enjoy much of an opportunity to get to the free throw line after that.
Well, what you have to remember about the Suns, they were second in the league in foul shot attempts per game, 31. That is a ton. But you can see this evening why, because they have so many guys who can take you off the dribble and get to the rim.
Well, if you shoot 12 of 13 like they are tonight, you want to keep going to the free throw line. But their percentage has been down since the regular season, shooting 69% as a team.
Well, I'm happy for Kevin. He's had a groin pull. He's had a hamstring this year. He's had an abdominal tear. And then he's got the knee.
Sean Elliott. Robinson with a follow. Just get that ball up there and let number 50 go after it.
You're coaching on the road. You're playing the #1 team in the league. I'll tell you, you're kind of happy with what's going on. You're not playing a clean game, but you have a chance to win this one.
Carr with a good defensive effort, and here's Daniels finishing at the other end with 23.5 seconds. Robinson is back. Dumas to Kevin Johnson, and Robinson has committed the foul. He was trying desperately not to. He didn't want to pick up the foul, and that is his fourth with 19.6 seconds left in this quarter.
Yeah, but that's okay. 4, he still has 2 to waste. John Lucas is all upset, but David, just watch how he plays Dumas here right now. Just watch it, but nice move by Dumas, and the pass. That was a great pass. Now, what got him up in the air? The first head fake by Kevin Johnson. Got him up. Always make the shot blocker move.
Kevin Johnson, what a game he is having as Dan Marley comes in now. And Tom Chambers will lead. 21 points for KJ.
To me, when I watch guards play, when Kevin is at the top of his game, he's one of the most exciting players that we have in the league. Because he has the perimeter game. He can take you either way off the dribble. You must defend him because he'll take it right to the rim. You foul him, it's death because he's an excellent foul shooter. And he can make the pass in traffic.
And I think it's remarkable the Suns had a franchise record 62 wins, and this guy missed 33 games.
Are you trying to tell me something for next year or what? Here's the zone press for the first time. 2-2-1.
Marley got a piece of it.
Got to get it over.
And they did not. 10 seconds. You know, that happened to the Suns on Sunday against the Lakers. You don't see that happen very often.
John Lucas making a quick substitution here right now. He's bringing in Antoine Carr. He's going big, so Del Negro will move out on Kevin Johnson.
Avery Johnson will sit down. That, by the way, Hubie's the 16th turnover against San Antonio. Well above what they were doing in the first round.
Well, they averaged only 15 during the year. They were 6th best in the league in regards to protecting the basketball.
Last seconds now of the quarter.
Oh, it is.
Backdoor, Dumas. Carr comes in, and they catch him napping. Del Negro, the shot by Elliott. If it had gone, it would have counted. And we have come to the end of 3. And Dumas with a tremendous third quarter for the Phoenix Suns. 10 of his 20 coming here. It's 7.
Up and under move by Dumas. A beautiful scoop shot. Now, on the play where he goes back door, anytime that you are playing a high wire rack, you must have body contact. They tell you, keep your forearm in a guy's chest. So right now you can see it. He backdoors him. You cannot lose contact with a guy who specializes in alley-oop passes.
Charles Barkley comes back in as we begin the fourth quarter. It'll be Miller Ainge who flashes out very quickly and starts the fourth with a deadly shot up on the top of the circle.
That base wide open. He received an excellent screen.
First 2 points of the ball game for Danny Ainge as he was 0 for 3 at three-point land in that first half. Robinson, who picked up his 4th foul at the end of the third quarter. Oliver Miller trying to stay with him. Got a piece of it. As an end result, he never got the shot underway.
Well, he got hit definitely first on the wrist and then on the elbow.
Kevin Johnson's been impeccable tonight. He's done everything well.
John Lucas has been in so many playoffs, he realizes he wants to check out tempo. He wants to see how they play certain situations. And he realizes that, oh boy, Barkley just put Antoine Carr right on the floor.
7-0 run right now by the Suns. Sean Elliott ducking inside. Marley with a good D. Here they come, 2-on-2. Barkley's going to take it, and he'll be fouled. Del Negro trying to impede him somehow, and that's not easy to do.
No, he's one of the best players that I've ever seen in the open floor. Because once he takes off, he is so adept at using the reverse spin to get you on his back, and then he'll not only score, but he'll get fouled. The man is so talented and so quick, because once he spins you and he gets you on his backside, he just moves you right out with sheer strength.
Well, Barkley had 11 points at half, and now picks up his 12th. So no field goal since the first quarter of this game.
Kevin, you can see right here, he's really feeling it tonight. it's there for him everywhere. John Lucas right now is all over Joe Forty. See, and what he's trying to do is that David Robinson definitely got fouled on the last thing, and you're looking for a little respect here, okay? David Robinson has been the first team All-NBA center for the last 2 years.
No respect, huh? 9-0 run, a turnover. Daniels loses it. The crowd into it, and the Suns now sensing possibly a kill here in game number 1. Barkley with a 3 from outside. It's just not there for him. It has not been the entire playoffs this year. He is 3 of 14 shooting overall. And that ball will be off of San Antonio, as now Willie Anderson will come back into the ball game after being hurt in that first half. Seeing his first activity, it's good to see him back on the floor.
Yeah, it is. You know, he's had 3 operations on his shins, and it's just been a nightmare for him. He's had a great deal of pain. He's out of the rehabilitation, though, right now, and John Lucas is hoping that he can give him quality minutes in this series.
And he gives him a different look when he comes in. He can see inside so well because he's tall. And we're going to have a foul inside. That was Ainge trying to push off to get loose inside. Doubleheader tomorrow here on TNT. We continue our coverage. Charlotte, New York, followed by Houston and Seattle. Antoine Carr has it blocked by Ainge from behind. I don't think Carr liked that.
Well, San Antonio right now has very poor spacing, and it's easy for the Suns to double team.
Willie Anderson can't get it. Oliver Miller down with the board. 5 rebounds for the rookie. Kevin Johnson ducks in, and he doesn't get this one. Robinson comes out with it. Inside 10 minutes to go in this game. They double on Carr out to Del Negro. He'll hit that. Open shooter, very effective in that department. He has 5 points.
The big question now that San Antonio must answer: how do we get shots for Elliott and Ellis, our second and third leading scorers in this series?
Well, they're going to have to figure out how to get away from Dan Marlin. There's Anderson trying to save it. It'll be off of Willie Anderson. Phoenix has the basketball, and we have an athlete on this.
That was his 3rd dunk here in his timeout. Okay? And that was the easiest one of the 3. The other 2 were really spectacular. Fans love him here. He really has a lot of energy, and he is an outstanding athlete.
He was an All-American gymnast at Arizona State, and you can believe that when you watch that, how hard that must be to do in that getup.
In that getup, right?
Frank Johnson is coming to the ball game.
So natural.
Barkley, and Charles Barkley continues to really struggle.
The only way to look at this is as long as you continue to win, he will eventually work himself out of it.
He's 3 of 15. He's missed his last 8 shots, Hubie. But he still has a presence. Here is Antoine Carr. Good effort, and he's fouled by Oliver Miller. Chance for a 3-point play. Antoine was 17.
He's had a great game. And when you think about it, he had 13 at halftime. He was on fire, playing great basketball. And this is only his 2nd shot of this half. And he's 2 for 2. So you say, well, how come they haven't been going to this guy? Well, that's what we say. They have not been able to capitalize on the hot people, and the guys who can't get good looks are ending up with low percentage shots.
David Robinson taking that shot. Oliver Miller with the defensive board. 6 rebounds for the guy they call Big O. Nice pass to Ainge, but Willie Anderson got a hand on him. 8:28 to go in the game. Willie Anderson is at 6'8", and he's going to be fouled by Danny Ainge. A little different point guard thing when he comes in and plays point opposed to Avery Johnson. Gives him a different look. You have to respect his outside shooting.
Well, Danny in that LA series, you know, that's really Anderson right now. I'm happy to see him get on the line, you know, maybe get some shots in so that he'll feel good. But Danny Ainge only shot 41% in the LA series, but he was 44% in threes. He had a terrific series in threes.
Well, coming up next on TNT, inside the NBA, Fred Hickman, Mike Lynn. They'll recap tonight's action. Look ahead to tomorrow night's doubleheader between the Hornets, Knicks, and Houston and Seattle. 81-71.
They're only down 10. We have 8 minutes to go. They have missed 10 foul shots. They're 9 for 19. That's what we said. When you play low-scoring games, the foul line tomorrow morning or after the game, when you look at the stat sheet, you say, how could we miss so many in a pressure game?
Ainge with a three, somebody in his face, and it goes over the back. Well, you add the fact...
You don't need that shot, Gary. That was a bad shot. He was off balance.
It's amazing they're down also only 10 when you don't have any more scoring from Elliott and Ellis. I mean, it's incredible when you think about the poor free throw shooting combined with those two guys.
See, they don't look like a good defensive team, except they are. They're 4th in the league. And right now, as good as the Suns are playing, they have 81 points. So they're hanging around here. And if the big fella can get it cooking, there you go. Now he's got to go to the line and make the foul shots.
Mark West committing the foul as Dumas will come back into the ballgame. That's 4 on Mark.
See, if they can continue to go down inside, but they're not giving him a foul, no continuation on that shot. I'm really surprised.
So non-shooting foul. Willie Anderson cut off as he tried to go inside, almost threw it away. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 7:30 to go in the ball game. 10-point lead for the Suns. Robinson, they double on him. Frank Johnson almost had the steal, and Elliott, look out! Boy, he hit hard.
Oh, my.
He was out of control.
But he's up, he's up.
And Marley at the other end, off balance.
Well,
it's going to be Phoenix's basketball, and John Lucas can't believe. No, now they point the other way. And John Lucas was almost on top of Daryl Garrettson.
Elliott as he goes right down in here right now. See, he gets hit right underneath by West. Okay, and now he bounces up from that one, and that's why you could not call it at the other end of the floor.
Boy, he hit on that shoulder awfully hard. Still a 10-point game. Elliott is 3 of 13 shooting, has no rebounds tonight. Robinson the follow away, and the Admirals keeping him near.
You keep working through the Admiral right now. They're going to have to double team the Admiral, and that's going to open up your perimeter game. And you can't go to sleep because they have some guys who can shoot the three.
And West at the other end on a beautiful pass. 24 points for the Admiral now, 10 rebounds, 7 blocks.
David Robinson, you know, there's a fatigue factor going here right now. He's played the entire second half without a blow. And
they've been platooning West and Oliver Miller against him, but he's continuing to sizzle. He has 26 points.
His last 2 shots, Gary, have been tough. Degree of difficulty pretty high.
11 of 16 shooting tonight now for David.
And now Robinson is guarding Barkley down in the post area now, and every time down inside. Now he moved off him.
Barkley goes in, loses it. He'll get a piece of that. And with 3 seconds on the shot clock, got it underway. Look at what he found.
I mean, does he have strength in his hands or what?
That is his first field goal since the first quarter.
Here's a clear out for Elliott.
Antoine Carr had that strong first half, been relatively quiet in the second with a nice jump shot there. 19 points for Antoine.
Let me ask you something. Have they stopped Antoine Carr or Robinson yet down inside without fouling them? Or are they scoring?
No.
Okay.
Look at this effort by Charles Barkley. Remember now, the shot clock is running down. He gets rid of this with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
He has incredible hand strength. I mean, it's amazing. When he grabs that basketball, he's in charge. Great chance. You go through Antoine Carr and David Robinson. Why? They're 20 for 30 in the game. They're shooting 67%. The rest of the team is 14 for 46. 30%, the rest of the team. Go to your strength.
Barkley missing again. Dumas with an excellent effort comes out of there and he's fouled. You can see how quick he is as a jumper as Dumas went up. And I tell you, Barkley right now 4 of 17, and he has never gone through a siege of poor shooting like he has in this one. He struggled against the Lakers from time to time, but now it's getting very scary.
You see, that was a foul without the shot. They did not give him a continuation. You take it on the side. Now, that's only the Spurs' second foul for this quarter.
Suns have 3. Barkley missing again. Well, I guess you
His
keep
man
shooting.
is open. There it is.
Robinson, West is there, but not in time.
Did he motor on that? Wow.
28 points now for Robinson.
Great pass by Willie Anderson.
85-79. The Spurs are still lurking near. Dumas ducking in. Anderson. And we're going to have a traveling call as he tried to weave around
Not only
Willie
did he
Anderson.
travel, he also hooked them, and they could have caught him on either move that time. But he's dangerous because he's got so many moves. This is excellent court vision. Remember, Willie Anderson was a point guard in college, and he played point guard in the playoffs here before he became an excellent two-guard.
Robinson with the 28, backing in on West, puts up another one, and he is fouled by West.
You must continue to go to the big guy. He and Antoine are having a sensational game. They are riding him on the hip on every single move. West is getting away with that, but they can't complain because he got bodied that time, and he knocked him right out. Now, early in the game, David was not getting that call, and that's what he was complaining about.
Well, West now with his 5th foul. Oliver Miller will come in after this free throw. So Miller comes in, West will check out. Robinson with 29 points, and we have a 5-point game.
Remember what we said about the foul line. The foul line is critical right now. Right at the top, we talked about these people, how they would play. David Robinson having a spectacular night.
He hits those two. We have a 4-point game. San Antonio from the line, 11 of 21 for the night. The Suns 16 of 18.
Good coverage that time on Kevin. Willie Anderson went under the screen and then picked him up.
Crowd getting a little anxious here now at America West Arena. Barkley takes it inside, and he gets one to go. And he draws the foul. Antoine Carr felt like he pushed off on the play. And Barkley now with a chance for a 3-point play. He's laughing because he finally got a shot to go for it.
It's an excellent move. Watch the head fake on David. See, he got him up in the air, and how about that shot? As he's leaning back almost parallel to the floor, he puts the shot up.
Carr committing the foul. That's his 5th. So West with 5 for the Suns, and now Antoine Carr 5 for the Spurs.
Big play.
Barkley with 18 points.
The next foul by the Suns is the penalty.
Miller and David Robinson going after each other. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They swing it around. Anderson, boy, that's what he can give you. That is a 2. That's what he can give you, though, that ability to shoot outside. 88-83 Suns, 3:41 left in the game. Dumas turned around, and Del Negro got it on the wrist as he went up to shoot the ball.
You know, you have rules when you're a good defensive team. First rule, never foul a jump shooter. And in that situation, you are not going to block that man's shot. Who has blocked his shot all night long? He's 6'7" with arms, all right, down to his knees. And when he elevates, he fades back on the shot. There's no way you can get the ball.
He has 20 points. He's now 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Ellis would just as soon forget about tonight.
Yeah, but that's okay. You know that he's a primetime scorer for you, and the other guys have been doing an excellent job.
He has 2 points. He was 1 of 4 shooting. So Dumas gets both of them. It's a playoff high for Dumas with 22.
What's the difference in the game? The foul shooting.
Yep. Robinson running into all kinds of traffic. He tries to get loose underneath with a good second effort does. That was persistence.
See, they had that the last time down. They're using Willie Anderson flashing to the foul line. His man is bumping Robinson down inside. They go to Willie Anderson. He can make the pass.
Barkley misses again. 32 points for Robinson. He had 35 in a regular season game earlier this year against the Suns.
See, they should come right back and run the same exact set.
Good effort by Dumas. Anderson can't believe that. 13 turnovers for the Suns, 19 for the Spurs, 2:54 to go.
Here's that same set. There's a screen on the baseline. Anderson can do either or.
Blocked that time by Dumas, a jump ball. Dumas gets a jump ball out of it.
Now remember, I can block your shot, but you have got to come down to the ground in that situation.
Well, we're going to have a break, a timeout. 2:46 left to go.
I thought they caught a break right here. You see, now that ball was out of his hands.
Pretty quick, wasn't it?
Have a 20-second timeout.
David Robinson has 21 points in the second half, 32 for the game.
See, once you get on the circle, see, Barkley tried to knock Robinson out of there. Once you get your spot, the guy cannot step over your foot.
2, 6, 7, 6, 8 guys going up, and a big tip goes to the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Johnson all the way, and he's fouled. Boy, he wanted the roll on that one. Instead, gets a foul. He'll go to the free throw line.
I tell you, he just crossed over.
Antoine Carr's 6th foul.
Well, they're happy to get him out of the game, no doubt about it, because Antoine has played big. This was a great crossover dribble by Kevin Johnson, and then he accelerated once he made the crossover. Now, John knows he has some time here, so he's not making a quick substitution. But they've got to be careful here. Now, watch the crossover. And then the explosion right by Del Negro on the strong move. See, why is Kevin so good? Because he can finish the play with either hand. See, John Lucas right now is tempting Darryl Garrett.
Is he ever?
All right? Because he's lollygagging on making the substitution.
There's other words for that.
Yes.
Anyway, he does make a substitution. To further reiterate, Carr with a strong game, 19 points, 8 rebounds before he fouls out. KJ has 23 points. He is 5 of 6 from the line. Even though Phoenix has suffered from the field in the fourth quarter, they've stepped up to the line and have continued to do a remarkable job there. They now are 20 of 22 in the game.
No difference.
Yep.
At the other end, San Antonio's missed 10.
Yep. 92-85.
Now they're going to run that same play. Anderson across the screen. And then Anderson will either come up to the foul line or he'll spot up away.
Miller trying to front David Robinson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They double. Out it comes to Willie Anderson. 3 seconds. Dumas blocks it. Out of bounds with 1 second on the shot clock. A 20-second timeout by John Lucas.
Right now, you know the first thing you got to protect against is a lob pass.
Suns with a 92-85 lead.
There it is. Diagonal pass.
It worked. It's a 2. Lucas thought it was a 3, but it's a 2. And you had that one called, Mr. Brown.
So one thing you cannot allow, okay, is the diagonal pass away. The most dangerous guy always is the guy.
2:05 to go. Del Negro getting the 2-pointer.
2 minutes.
Avery Johnson comes into the back of the ball game to try to somehow slow down Kevin Johnson. They jump out. Barkley looking for something to go. It just will not go for Charles Barkley. He's now 5 of 21.
Now Avery's in the game because he's a better passer into the post area. Plus he's quicker off the dribble. They just can't fool around. Now there's the double team. Avery's open in the corner now.
Anderson, Dumas. That's another good defensive play by Dumas. That's twice now. He's been around Willie Anderson.
The negative of having Johnson in his game was just what happened. KJ left him in the corner, and then San Antonio did not reverse the ball to him.
Kevin Johnson leaves Avery Johnson and blocked by Willie Anderson.
Oh, you go here right now. You've got a good chance.
And timeout called by San Antonio. They'll have 1 timeout remaining. Well, we're going to take a break here. 92-87 the Suns. Let's go to Atlanta. Ernie Johnson, Robinson, Del Negro, Sean Elliott, J.R. Reed, and Willie Anderson will be the trigger man. Dumas, Miller, Kevin Johnson, Barkley, and Marley for the Suns. Harold Garrettson did a little housekeeping over there as we have 1:08 left to go. Hey, these Spurs just don't go away. Phoenix Suns thought they may have had this game put away a couple of times, and San Antonio has stayed close.
Now, this could be an excellent series. So you got to go down inside to the big fella.
Robinson reverses it. Bodies everywhere. Barkley's got it. Kevin Johnson stayed in that mix, and it helped on the rebound.
I did, because Reed had a shot at it, and so did David Robinson.
Kevin Johnson trying to duck inside. We have a jump ball. J.R. Reed got part of it, so they'll jump it up.
Kevin Johnson thinks he got fouled, but I thought that he lost possession of the basketball, okay, as he went down inside there.
And the third option is the jump ball.
Now just watch as he moves in here. You can see they get a piece of it. You see, he thought he got fouled. All right, but in the initial bit, they knocked the ball free. Now San Antonio must come up with this jump ball.
You see the time remaining. 5-point lead for the Suns. J.R. Reed. Dumas came over beautifully and cut that tip off.
They had the cup right there. They didn't tap the ball into the cup. And a great heads-up defensive play by Dumas to get that ball.
Miller puts it away. I tell you, Richard Dumas has played very intelligent basketball tonight. 94-87. And now J.R. Reed and Kevin Johnson tangled up, and KJ will get the foul.
What happened there? Reed set a screen, and Kevin Johnson picked his leg up right off the floor. Now this is just a great pass. As they step up, Miller's open on the baseline right there. See, you always tell guys, do not help up in the lane when your man is below you for a layup. And that's what Reed did. He helped up, and then his man was wide open for the dunk.
J.R. Reed has not scored in this ball game, and finally does. He hits a free throw. He's 1 of 3. The Spurs now for the game are 12 of 22 from the stripe. And as Shuby's pointed out a couple of times, that's been a big difference, if not the difference in the game. So Reed is on the scoreboard. Reed and Elliott not able to contribute offensively tonight, even though Antoine Carr did a very creditable job before he fouled out.
Now here's a zone press, a 2-2-1. This is the second time in the game. See, this negates the press when he can beat it. The two guys who've got to trap him, you've got to trap him.
Del Negro reaching in, fouling Danny Ainge. 20.2 seconds left, and the Suns that far away from taking a 1-game-to-none lead, and of course a very different perspective than when they started the first round, losing their first 2 at home to the Los Angeles Lakers.
At the end of the game, you got Ainge, who shoots 84%, Kevin Johnson 82%. They really have some key guys who can go to the foul line for you and who have been there in many pressure situations.
Danny Ainge, just an excellent free throw shooter, shooting 85% on the year, and the Suns have missed only 2 free throws tonight. They're 22 of 24. And the veteran who's been in 10 playoffs, 7 with the Celtics, winning 2 national championships, calmly hits both free throws.
And as this guy is weighing 345 pounds the first week of December.
Well, I tell you, another thing he said today is says Oliver Miller has a tremendous basketball IQ. He really understands the game.
See, there's the pass away.
0 for 5, the Spurs from 3-point, now make it 0 for 6. So the Suns will take a 1-game-to-nothing lead in this best-of-7 series as Ainge finishes off there. The Spurs stayed close. They made it a tough contest. They didn't get a lot of scoring from Sean Elliott or J.R. Reed, but this guy, David Robinson, was magnificent. 32 points, 10 rebounds, 13 of 20 from the field. 98-89. The Suns win it.